What's up, everybody? I'm John Hoover. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Yeah, I've taken a couple of weeks off, but I'm back today, tomorrow, and you know what? Who knows when? Hey, enjoy it while you can, right? Today, I took part in a Zoom video conference call with Oklahoma football coach Lincoln Riley. And even if you have already seen the full video, which I posted on this channel earlier today, that's okay. Because in this video, I'm going to go over the highlights and I'm going to give you my take on each one. That's coming right up. Find more of my work videos as well as the written word at the Sports Illustrated affiliate SI Sooners, allsooners.com, where I'm the publisher, and we upload, 3, 4, 5 new stories related to the Oklahoma Sooners every day. First, if you like this video, please go ahead and like it. I do hope you subscribe, and if you leave me a comment down below so we can discuss, it makes a big difference for a small YouTuber like me, trust me. You can also find me on Twitter at John E. Hoover and on Facebook at John E. Hoover Media. Okay, let's get to it. Lincoln Riley spent 32 minutes over his lunch hour today on a Zoom video call taking questions from local and national media who are, really eager to kind of get some answers about the upcoming college football season. So, I realize that Lincoln can only give us so many affirmatives or negatives, right? He doesn't know. But he is in the know, and that means he's more than willing to give us insights on what's going on in his program, how the players are reacting to, both the pandemic shutdown and to returning to campus, which is what they did this past Wednesday, July 1st, for, voluntary workouts. First of all, listen, to take questions while he's eating, literally shoveling in bites between answers, was just extremely gracious of Lincoln Riley. So big thanks to Lincoln for doing that. And huge thanks to OU's Sports Information Director, Mike Hauk, for setting that up. I'm telling you guys, a 32-minute video call with the head football coach in July at a school like Oklahoma gives us content we can use for literally weeks. And I know you guys and a lot of Sooner fans around the country have an insatiable appetite for it. So I appreciate all of you guys as well. I want to hit on a couple of topics that Lincoln discussed today, and we will start with my question about his optimism for even playing the season this year. Here's my question and Lincoln Riley's answer. Yeah, thanks, Mike, and thank you, Lincoln, for your time. It's July 3rd, Lincoln. What's your level of confidence right now that you guys are actually going to be playing on September 5th, that Tennessee is definitely coming to Norman, that you'll be traveling to Army, and there won't be any interruptions to the Big 12 schedule? How confident right now are you in any of that?
Oh, I still think we have a really good chance of it. Now, I mean, there's no 100% right now. I mean, things are changing so quickly. I mean, if you'd asked everybody 3 weeks, a month ago, everybody probably would have said 100%. And now that these numbers have surged, that's created some more doubt in people's minds, and understandably. So, for me, honestly, I don't sit back and worry about, honestly, if we're playing, who we're playing. My job is to get this team ready and ready for anything that comes our way, whether it's, rescheduling games, whether it's playing all the games, or it's only playing conference games. I mean, this season is going to be unlike any other. And so we've got to prepare our team that way. So in some ways, the preparation of your team is different, but I don't know that, for us right now, it's not a sit around in the staff room with our mask on and debate, are we going to play this game? Are we going to play that game like that? We'll have to deal with some of those things as we come up. And I know everybody wants to know, and of course we would love to know too, but at the same time, we're not going to know. And we're not going to know, probably week to week, we're not going to know. And so we gotta let it play out, and hopefully our country will respond in a way that, that we all hope it will. And we can get these numbers down and make it safe for players, staff, fans, everybody, and have football. But we've all certainly got to be ready to adjust.
I'm not sure there's a, quote, really good chance of it, but I do agree with him that there's no such thing as 100% either way for anything when it comes to this. So, the content of what he said, it's not his job to worry about if the games will be played or who the teams are that they're playing. It's literally his job to have the team ready to play if and when the games get going. So, reporting for voluntary workouts this week, it was just the first step toward getting those guys ready to play. In this clip, Lincoln got a question from Ryan Aber of the Oklahoman. I had a little video glitch, so apologies to Ryan, but we'll just, overlook that. Anyway, OU revealed on Wednesday that, the same day that players actually reported for workouts, that 111 football players had been tested for COVID-19, and 14 of those came back with positive results. In other words, they have 14 football players who have the coronavirus, who have COVID-19. Now, 7 of those 14 returned to campus already positive, and 7 more got it after returning to Norman. And of those, 2 have already been classified as recoveries. So currently 12 players. That's as of middle of this week. The school also reported that 72 staff members were tested, and of those, only 2 were positive. So they'll quarantine those players at a site on campus, and the staffers who tested positive will self-quarantine at home. Here's what Lincoln said about all that.
Able to protect them in your facilities. Not that it's easy. It takes a lot of work, but that's the far and away the least of our concerns, which is kind of what we figured. The majority of cases that you're having or have been traced back to, what players are doing when other 20 something hours a day that you don't have them, which is kind of what we had thought. So I would say some of it is just confirmed suspicions or confirmed our thoughts. Some of it is small as, to the details of, what kind of masks do you wear? How do you get them in and out of the facility? I mean, some of it's, more kind of functional on the protocol side of it. So I would say we've learned a little bit of everything, and it's been helpful. Reaction to the numbers, I would say surprised. I mean, I think we're kind of a microcosm of, of the whole country right now. And so, we had, I think, 7 guys here that were, we had a few that we knew before, which there was going to be some. I think ended up having 7 of the guys that we tested here that did test positive. And so no surprise, we certainly weren't expecting 0. I would say there's some confidence. I don't know if comfort's the right word in the situation, but I feel good about our plan and glad that we were able to vet from a lot of different people before we got those guys here.
Basically, OU's numbers are not any more significantly pronounced, I think, either higher or lower than most other schools who are reporting their COVID-19 data. So where does Oklahoma go from here? I guess the real question is really kind of, what is Lincoln Riley and his team of experts and medical staff, et cetera, how do they ensure that the cases in the OU football camp right now don't spike? Can they force players to wear masks off campus? Can they sequester them away from the rest of the student body when they return to campus, or, the Norman community at large? I mean, I agree with Lincoln here. That's a little far-fetched.
Hey, Lincoln, you kind of touched on it a minute ago, but I'm wondering how much control are you able to have over the players when they're not in the facilities, and in terms of making sure they're wearing masks if they go to the grocery store, not going to parties, not going to bars, those kinds of things? Is that something you can control in any way?
Oh, I don't know that control is the right word. I mean, I think to think you can control that's probably a little far-fetched, maybe a little arrogant. I mean, I think our deal is trying to educate and trying to make sure that they understand the repercussions for their actions and understand that the definition of that has changed. That everything you do, you got to first think about, am I exposing myself, my family members, my teammates, potentially jeopardizing all this. And then you get onto the other parts of your decision-making before you actually do something. I mean, it's changed our whole way of thought. And so I think it's been more education for our guys, and for guys coming to terms with what reality is right now, and try not to wait and have a bunch of missteps or a bunch of mistakes that could have been controlled or eliminated to learn our lesson. We need to learn our lessons now, and the better we can do that, the better we're going to be as a team. So, we're educating them, we're talking to them a lot, and then listen, we're living that ourselves. I mean, it's the same thing. We're not going to restaurants. We're not doing these things right now. I was at my daughter's softball game last night with a mask on. I mean, that's just, part of it for us is educating. Part of it is also as coaches that we're living it and providing the right example.
That is something, if you think about it, they are thinking about at the forefront. He said, quote, "It's changed our whole way of thought," and, quote, "guys are coming to terms with what the reality is right now," and, quote, "we need to learn our lessons now." I find that all very encouraging. But Lincoln Riley, sitting in the stands of his daughter's softball game with a mask on, shows that he is on board with doing even the littlest of things that medical experts say could allow us to have a freaking football season this year. Also, on Wednesday, OU announced that the school is reducing the budget by $13.7 million this fiscal year. How about that? One place that they will be making, measurable, meaningful reductions is in the salaries by some 10% of some of the highest paid employees. Yeah, that starts with Lincoln Riley himself, who sees his salary cut this year from $6 million to $5.4 million. Men's basketball coach Lon Kruger takes a hit from $3.2 million to about $2.9 million. Athletic director Joe Castiglione, he gets a cut from $1.6 million to about $1.44 million. We see defensive coordinator Alex Grinch, who was hired for about $1.4 million a year. He's now at $1.26. Women's basketball coach Sherry Cole, she was at $1.3 million, and now she's going to get about $1.2 million. And softball coach Patty Gasso goes from $1.2 million to almost $1.1 million. Those are the OU employees who make more than $1 million a year, which is the cutoff line for this reduction. Now, don't go feeling too sorry for Lincoln Riley. I get the feeling he's going to be okay at $5.5 million a year, and I presume that it's probably only temporary, although that wasn't part of the press release, but still. I want you to listen to what he said when he described how Joe Castiglione explained the situation to him, what his reaction was, and why Lincoln Riley feels it's important to, just do what he can. Listen to this.
Week about the pay cuts for the higher paid employees of the athletic department, a 10% cut, people including you. Just take us through, I guess, your thought process on agreeing to that 10% pay cut.
Honestly, it wasn't much of a thought process. Joe stopped by the house and told me what he's thinking, and it took me about 2.5 seconds, and I said, I'm good with it, and that was it. It was, we're all having to adjust, and we're all having to, it's unprecedented, and we've all got to do our part, and it's changed things for all of us. So I didn't see any reason why I should be any different.
Lincoln, just to follow up on that, while you feel like it's your part, this pay cut, the scholarships that may have saved and just the ramifications. Football is such a big driver financially on campus anyway. The importance of that for you is that, you can't know what those dollars might mean, but when you think about that, what sort of crosses your mind?
I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it as much different than my day-to-day job. My day-to-day job is to, oversee and run a program that's very important to the school and very important to the state, and always has been and always will be. And I understand the responsibilities that come with that. And so, in normal years, that's been involved with making this program as successful as we can for a number of reasons. And one of them is certainly the impact that it does have, and both from just an emotional and a pride standpoint, and obviously from a financial standpoint as well. You can talk about all the money that this football program brings in, but you cannot put a dollar amount on the amount of exposure, the advertising, the kind of branding work that does for this university, for Norman, and for the state. It'd be impossible to put a dollar amount on it. So I know it's important, and I don't know. I guess it's just me. I don't look at it as any different. It's just in this time, it's just like I said, another way that I can do my job. And that's my job, is to make it successful, whatever I've got to do that. And that's why it certainly wasn't a hard decision for me. It honestly didn't feel like, from that, I know it's a big deal, but from that standpoint, like when Joe asked me, it didn't feel like that big a deal. It's like, of course I will. So.
Hope you enjoyed that. I will bring you some more clips from today's Zoom call with Lincoln Riley next week. Or, you know what? If you can't wait, just click on this video up here. Watch the whole thing. Tomorrow, it's July 4th. Happy Independence Day, everyone. Please stay safe out there. But you know what? It's also D-Day, or maybe CW Day is more appropriate. It's the day 5-star quarterback Caleb Williams will announce his college plans. That's tomorrow, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time. He's the top high school quarterback in the country. He's the winner of this year's Elite 11 competition just this past week. He's going to choose between Oklahoma, LSU, and Maryland. I have it on good authority that, well, you just have to check back in on the channel tomorrow for the latest news and updates. Sorry, that's how it works. And if you find that you can't wait until tomorrow, check out SI Sooners, allsooners.com. My deputy editor, Parker Thune, was in Nashville this week with a handful of other media covering the Elite 11. He was right there watching Caleb, evaluating the quarterbacks, asking Caleb questions. The reality is there just wasn't a lot of media on site at this event in Nashville, but SI Sooners had 2 people there. Wait until you see the videos that Spencer Forsyth shot for us. And SI All-American had a team of folks covering it. So SI Sooners, allsooners.com. Check it out. Remember, all of our content is free, and we have a community you can join. It's just like a message board. Get on there and sound off. Okay, that's it for today. If you like this video, please hit the like button, leave a comment down below, or share it on social media. Be sure and tag me. Follow me on Twitter at John E. Hoover or on Facebook at John E. Hoover Media. SI Sooners, allsooners.com. Thanks for watching. See you guys.